All right. So, hey, how's it going, buddy?
Hey, girl, hey.
Hey, girl, hey. All right. Well, welcome to the show, everybody. We're glad to have you. Today, we really didn't have like a very deep theme, but we're just going to kind of talk about film, TV, music, all that fun stuff.
Whatever your heart desires.
Well, my heart desires a lot of things.
Same.
But
Same.
but this will be, I think, pretty fun to talk about, I think anyways. I could be wrong. This might be the dumbest thing I decided to talk about.
Did you work today? Did you have work today?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Yeah, I delivered 112 packages today.
So
then I did breakfast for DoorDash.
So both of us are pretty much just coming home after a day at work.
Yeah.
You've got your headache. I've got my gnarly sunburn on my back. Feeling sick from it. So
yeah, and yet we're here. So, well, we're just going to make the best of it, and life happens, but what's really cool is that I think we like doing this enough that with a sunburn and a headache, we're just like, we could do another episode.
So the whole thing with podcasts, though, is like, if you're going on, like, take the trip to Indianapolis, for example. Like, that was a long drive.
Yeah, but it was a beautiful drive, though.
Yeah, but after, like, 20 hours, I mean, music can only do so much, So it's like,
yeah,
just listening to the sound of someone's voice after a while is like, that's all I would need. So
yeah,
I mean,
especially driving solo.
Yeah,
for that long period of time.
It's like, yeah, I feel like I'm part of a conversation just because I'm listening to two or three people talk about whatever. So
whatever. Yeah, exactly. Okay. I know what I want to talk about here for just a moment. I have a couple of confessions to make. I made some mistakes. Mistakes were made. Are you ready?
Okay. I don't know if I'm getting paid enough for
I don't think either of us are getting paid very much.
You get what you get what you paid for.
You get what you paid for, people.
Nothing.
You do, especially with a free podcast that isn't making any money, but is a lot of fun to do.
Anyways, sorry. Go on.
Anyways, yeah, you're good. So I did make two mistakes. The first mistake actually involves the podcast. So, that there is some websites out there which allow you to buy followers. Well, I fell into the pit and I bought some followers. And I feel sad now because now it's kind of skewed on all the different platforms that I'm trying to put this on. And so some have like 100 or more than 100 or close to 100, and then some have like 5, 6, 8 or whatever. Mm-hmm. So now the numbers are skewed. So that's one thing. I'm just like, okay, so this isn't really helping. And then I noticed that the ones I got for YouTube are starting to either be like those ghost accounts are either being deleted or removed, or they're actually real people and they hacked into their accounts and they go, who's this fat bearded guy and his friends? What's happening here? And so I think they're kind of dropping off. So I mean, I apologize, people. But yeah, so eventually probably those people are going to disappear or whatever. But I fell into the trap thinking that would make it more exciting when people went to those platforms. So my bad.
The thing that sucks is like numbers attract people so much. They're like, they see a page and they're like, wow, this person has 7 million followers. Why? And then that's when they'll go through and find out, like, this is why they're so popular.
Yeah.
But it's like when you buy followers, it's kind of...
They just kind of sit there. They don't really
I got a bunch of ghosts watching me.
Yeah, so I made that mistake. I apologize.
You don't have people hyping you up, and
I know. So what we need really good robots and servers to like actually interact with each other in the chat to make it look like there's a bunch of people.
If anybody's willing, please.
We will pay not so handsomely. If we
You
could get some
will
robot people.
literally get what you pay for, which is nothing. Like I
Which
said
is
before.
nothing. Yeah. So that was my first mistake. I feel really silly afterwards. I mean, I spent like $40, and it's just like, wow, now there's numbers.
Actually, I do think that you would be surprised by the amount of people that go and buy followers, though. Like
I'm
do
sure
know,
there's a lot.
I do know someone.
I'm sure there's a lot.
I do know someone that like, you know, they make their living as an artist, and they went and bought some followers because, what I was saying, the numbers do attract people for some weird reason. But
yeah, what 1 million followers on this guy that's doing Git Fiddle stuff on guitars?
Yeah,
I'm interested in that. Let's watch a couple of episodes. They don't call them episodes, videos, and then they go, "Oh wow, this is actually very interesting." They end up subscribing. So I mean,
have you been like using TikTok a lot or
no?
Okay,
Like I literally put up 3 videos. 2 of them were kind of actual videos that I kind of wanted to be TikTok videos, and then one was just like, "Hey, I dropped down to 330, which is like 4 pounds." I'm like, "Yay!" And so I celebrated by filling me with my barbecue, and I was barbecuing or grilling. Excuse me, I was grilling pork tenderloin, which was absolutely delicious, by the way. Oh, that's good stuff.
Man, I'm getting Texas vibes. No, but
we should do a carne asada dinner sometime, like on a weekend or something.
We got an invite.
Say, hey Johnny, drive up from wherever he's at now. So I think he's in like Yuma or something like that.
I don't even know.
I miss that guy. I texted
I miss him
recently.
too.
He's doing good. They had a new baby.
No way.
Yeah, he's like, dude, you guys got to come down and like say hi and meet the wife and everything and babies and
He's
stuff.
He's married now?
I don't know. That's a good
okay.
question.
You said wife, so I was like,
I think he is. I mean, I don't know. We'll see.
yeah. I remember.
I think I might have just outsed him.
Yeah, I just remember the last time we had talked to him, he had a girlfriend. So
yeah, exactly.
So.
Well, hey Rianne, you look
Hey,
beautiful.
girl, hey.
Hey girl.
This is different.
Yeah, I figured we'd have a hootenanny, or what do we call this? A shindig.
A shindig.
So for those of you who aren't watching the video, Rianne just entered the room. She's wearing a very beautiful blue gownish dress and a plaid top. She has a pen in her hair.
Them a play-by-play of my outfit, but
Because we can.
Now they see it.
Because we can, and it's fun.
So
what was the other thing?
So anyways, the reason I brought up TikTok is because
TikTok.
So, because Instagram is great, I can't speak. Facebook is great, Snapchat's great, but I mean TikTok, you see the most random crap on there all the time. Like everything just pops up on your For You page. So, like for me, I don't have a lot of followers on my page, but like when I post my stuff, I'm getting upwards of like 900 to 1,000 views, and I only have like 50 people following me.
Well, that's because they actually promote new posters.
Okay.
Like my first video, 500 views in like the first day.
Yeah. So like, I feel like TikTok is one of those resources for any advertisement. Artists, podcasts, movie announcements, new shows, comedy, literally anything.
Yeah.
Like, there's just so much stuff on TikTok that, yeah, you could literally post anything. Some people just use it as like a diary, which is kind of funny because it's like you can post whatever on there and feel no shame.
Don't need to.
Yeah, and that's kind of why I decided I was gonna. Did I center that better? I don't know if I centered that better or not. I was trying to get Malachi on the thing a little bit more. Yeah, but that's what I noticed too. So I decided I was gonna do TikTok videos every once in a while when I find some way to make something funny. You know, like a boomer trying to do his first TikTok video and he's just spinning around, and I'm like, is this thing on? I gotta admit that one was pretty good for my first one.
Did you do that on purpose?
So that was my first mistake.
He did that on purpose.
Ideas are ideas. You gotta
get that microphone towards your mouth, sweetheart.
Where? Right here?
No, that works. Yeah, that's much better. Thank you.
I can hear you perfectly. So
Yeah, what was the
Well,
other
yeah,
thing? Oh, I tried to do a mixed drink. I don't know what it is about mixing
is this your second
sodas.
mistake?
This is my second mistake. So my first mistake was I bought some followers, and I just feel really silly about doing it now. And my second mistake is I decided to
You bought
get
followers on what?
YouTube, Facebook.
Was this when we were married?
Yeah, this was very recently. It was like 30
Oh,
or 40
man.
bucks. So I apologize.
You guys are having this conversation here.
Yep, it's happening live. Well, shoot. Luckily, I have a wonderful, loving wife who's very patient with me. So my other mistake was I decided to mix my soda. So when I was at the corner store doing my soda today, I decided to put like about a third of it sweet tea in my Dr. Pepper.
What?
Oh, it was disgusting. It was so
Why?
gross.
Why would you do that?
It was so gross. I don't know.
In what universe
I don't know.
your brain have like the thought that would be okay together? That's just
don't-
weird.
I don't know. I just wanted to try something different, and I'm like, I like sweet tea. I like Dr. Pepper. And so I decided to merge the two, and it was really dumb. It
It's
was
not even
good.
any
It was,
alcohol. It's just the
no,
two.
it was just a soda, and yeah, I was just at the, the fountain sodas, and I was just like, put some sweet tea in this, and so I did, and it was gross. Don't do it.
I don't doubt that at all.
So that was my second
I
mistake.
think if you want to try a mixed drink, you should probably go to Soda Nerd or Slurps Up or Swig or any of the other soda places that are in
Mixers
Utah.
is the newest one.
I've seen that. I have not gotten around to going yet.
Honestly, all the soda shops are kind of the same to me.
Same.
I've
There's-
well,
never seen
I
them.
am going to promote this Soda Nerd because they're awesome. And the reason is they do a lot of stuff with the community. So
Oh, that's
they do
good.
a lot of stuff for
Yeah.
SEU. I've seen like Canyon Creek.
they've like come and done like soda and cotton candy for like little kids things that we do on holidays and stuff.
Mhm.
So they
That's
give
so
back.
cute.
So I will promote Soda Nerd 100% all the time.
Okay.
Not that the other ones are bad, but I'm always about promoting the
community stuff.
companies that give back to the community.
I think that's a beautiful thing.
As
I agree.
long as they got a place that's like Dr. Pepper, vanilla, coconut.
I haven't tried that yet. Wait, haven't I tried it? I think you got something like it, and I tried a sip of it, and I was like, I'm not sure if this is working for me.
It has vanilla cream in it, huh?
Yeah. So
So it's vanilla cream, coconut,
I always have
extract, and-
to like tell them what I want in my drink when I'm getting Dr. Pepper at the Soda Nerd. Slurps Up has this drink called the T-Bird, which is Dr. Pepper, like a raspberry puree, coconut, vanilla, just a bunch of different flavoring that they put in it. By far my favorite drink that I've had, and I'm not even a huge fan of mixed sodas. So
I'll have to try it.
yeah.
Like honestly, like growing up, like the only like
Not
mixed
sponsored.
soda. Yeah, not
Yeah.
sponsored. No association. I'm pronouncing words very badly today. Did I tell you I have a headache, sweetheart?
Yes.
Yeah. So it's still there, but hopefully my headache medicine will kick in a little bit. I tried to let it kind of calm down, let myself relax, and just decided to stick around. So there it is. So we ended the other episode. We wanted to talk about His Dark Materials on Prime Video,
Yes.
No,
Yeah?
it's not Prime.
or not Prime. excuse me.
You can watch it on Prime
HBO
Video.
Max. HBO Max.
Oh yeah, you can watch it on Prime if you have
HBO.
the HBO
Yeah.
subscription, but if you have HBO Max, it's on there.
Oh, okay.
If you don't have HBO Max, I highly suggest getting it because there is a lot of stuff on there that absolutely slaps.
Yeah.
So
There's a lot of good
That's
stuff.
a new term. I must be really old now.
slaps.
I have no idea what that
I feel
means.
like I'm gonna have. We're gonna have
Okay,
a day.
boomer.
We're gonna have a day on
I'm
here
a
where I'm
boomer.
gonna come in and just teach you guys the new Generation Z. slang
Seriously.
terms.
Because I am officially that old woman that's just like, what the heck are you talking about?
Well, you
Yeah,
know
no,
when
my
you're getting
mom
old
is
when.
a boomer. My mom is.
Well,
a
your mom
boomer.
is legit
Okay,
a boomer for
you know,
sure.
so you know what other TV service actually has a lot of great shows on it is actually Apple TV.
Really?
Apple TV Plus actually has some great shows on it.
But you have to get like there's not like an app you can get. You have to actually get like an Apple Home or Apple.
No,
TV,
it is an app.
It's an app.
Oh, you
on
can
your
download
phone.
it on smart TVs.
You can watch it. No, you have to be able to.
Boo.
Apple TV Plus.
Fix that, Apple.
No, I watched it on my phone. Like,
Yeah.
Well, you have an Apple
So-
phone, right?
yeah. If
yeah.
you have
so
the
you have to
Apple-
watch it on Apple
Here, let
products.
me-
So it has to be on an Apple product.
Yes.
So like you can't
Yes.
just like on your Samsung or your high
Not
speed
unless
or
you
whatever
have an Apple TV.
and actually download the app.
So for me, because I got a Chromecast at home, so I just link that up with the TV.
Oh, okay.
You know what? We
Right
need
on.
to do that. We need to get a Chromecast so that we can.
An Apple TV and a Roku.
So
No,
it's-
if we get a Chromecast, we can do that.
so it's this app that's right here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Apple TV Plus has some great shows on it. There is a show that Jason Momoa does called C.
Oh shoot, your boy.
Okay, so the premise of this show,
She really likes Jason
C, they've been working on season 2 for a while. C is about the world of like a few centuries ahead of now. The end of the world happened.
So it's post-apocalyptic.
Mhm.
Okay.
But everybody that emerged from the apocalypse is now blind.
Oh,
And then
interesting.
Jason Momoa, he has 2 kids that are born on the very first episode, and his 2 kids can see.
Okay, I just got chills. That sounds
And-
really legit.
So I'll send you the link for the trailer. Watch the trailer, and you'll be like, "Yep, I'm getting Apple TV Plus now. I promise you." But yeah, it's also got like some other great shows. Like Chris Evans is on a show on there about like a murder mystery. His kid is being
So he was in Marvel. He was Captain America, right? Chris Evans?
yeah,
Okay.
Chris Evans.
I was just making sure I connected.
Yeah, so
that.
he's in another show about, he's a lawyer and his son is being accused of killing another kid at school. 10-year-old kid.
Whoa.
So that whole show, great. Wonderful show. Yeah.
I'm
That's
like,
heavy.
There's a lot of great shows on it.
That is pretty heavy.
It's a great service to have if you get a chance to buy it. It's only like $5 a month. So
But you have to.
shut up. Are you serious?
no, it's $5 a month.
But we need to. But if we want to put it on our TV, we have
Yeah,
to use our laptop. Or,
I am Amazoning. You're
Amazoning?
Chromecast.
Is that a thing? Amazoning.
Amazoning. I mean, if it isn't, it isn't now.
Wait, but
If it isn't, it is now.
wait, are you getting that so we can have Apple TV?
I'm getting it so we can so we can put our phone. We can pair our phone
So
to the TV.
yeah, you're just sitting on your couch and you just.
So you might as
pull
well
up-
get an Apple TV because you do that through.
No,
you can do that through
because
Apple TV.
You can get
device.
a Chromecast for $30, and an Apple TV is like anywhere from 150 up.
You just plug it in
Oh.
HDMI, you pull up whatever you got on your phone, YouTube, Amazon, Netflix, whatever, and then just stream it from your phone to the TV, and then you can do whatever you want on your phone while it's playing on the phone.
Oh, legit.
See, and I want to do that because there's a couple apps that I want to watch on the TV, but I can't because there's not a app for it on our smart TV.
You need to
Oh
talk
my
into your
gosh.
microphone, sweetheart.
You put this thing on here so it doesn't pick me up as easily.
No, that's not it. You were talking away from it. You got to talk because it's not omnidirectional, so you have to talk into here.
Well, then I feel like I can't look at you.
You can still look at me. You want me to extend that a little farther on the boom mic so it's closer to your face?
Nah.
Because right there is good, just as long
Nah.
as you're talking into
You
here.
killed the moment with your.
I killed the moment.
You killed the moment with your OCD tech crap.
Look, I mean, something's really
Love you.
interesting about technology while you're growing up because, for me, I feel like I stopped progressing in like technological stuff, like wanting the next greatest phone, wanting like the next biggest thing, like technological thing. I want to say like after I built that computer about 8 years ago or so, 8 to 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And honestly, like if I didn't need the applications on my phone to actually do my job, I would downgrade to like a flip phone or something like that.
Same. I was having this conversation the other day. Like, I would love to go back to just using flip phones, but because I do so much work on my phone,
Yep.
and like I get a lot of notifications for school on my phone,
Yep.
And a lot of how I promote my music is through my phone.
Yeah,
So-
SoundCloud, right? Or what was
I
the
don't,
other?
I don't use
What
SoundCloud.
phone do
No,
you
no,
have?
you use what is it called? Acapella or something like that?
No,
Yeah, but is it the
I use
iPhone
TikTok.
11?
I use
Oh, you use TikTok now? Okay.
Yeah, it's the iPhone 11.
We have the same phone. I got a red one
Oh.
too.
Oh, look at
We're
Mine's
us.
phone
blue.
buddies.
Look at
blue.
us.
Mine's blue. Mine's blue.
Now we just need a white one, and then we could have red, white, and blue. Ah.
America.
Holy shit, that just happened.
It's America.
Oh my gosh.
Don't let me tell you exactly what happened down at the bayou.
Okay, I'm getting a
Oh,
Chromecast.
so anyways,
What were we saying?
Chromecast.
Oh, yeah,
His Dark Materials.
Yes, let's come back to that.
Let's come back to that. We
His
went
Dark
we went
Materials.
way off track,
Okay,
but that's
so-
okay.
Like I was saying to you guys earlier, this is one of those shows where like I have a hard time committing to TV shows. The very first episode of His Dark Materials, immediately I was like, this is good.
Yeah,
This is
really good.
I am watching the next episode.
And then I'm gonna watch the next episode.
Yeah, and then the next episode comes out and you're like, this is going to be one of those shows where every episode just gets better and better, doesn't it? And sure enough,
kind of like Game of Thrones until the last season.
the last like two.
Actually, yeah,
seasons.
2 or 3 seasons were kind of like, eh. Like
Let's-
ever since they got out of the actual book canon, I think they just kind of went, we're gonna do what we want.
Let's go back to His Dark Materials. We'll go
Yeah, I'm
back to Game
sorry.
of Thrones. We could have a whole conversation about that.
It makes
I
me
bet-
angry. I can't
bet
talk
so.
about it.
Okay,
Do you,
okay.
Oh, wait. Do you watch Outlander?
I just finished the first season. I
It's
just
really
finished
good.
the
Okay,
first
you
season.
need to get caught up,
So-
sir.
It's really good.
I didn't. So it was sitting there in my like recommended for you on Netflix, and I was like, you know what, I'll give it a watch. I like historical stuff, historical drama or whatever.
Yeah, period pieces.
Yeah. So gave that a watch, and I was like, the first couple episodes I wasn't really all that down for it, and then you start building a relationship with Jamie.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when you're like, because at first, like the first episode, you just see him as like this,
Ruffian.
he's just this silly boy. And then you learn his history and you're like, this is no, like has been through so much, like, oh, I want to learn more. And then the final episode got me, and it was one of those episodes where like I'm taking a break from it because it was like I did not like watching that. I had a hard time with it.
Is that
It was
the...
like
Wait.
No,
spoilers for Outlander.
The second season's the one that I had a hard time getting through. The season finale of the second season.
So the first season
With
was
Jack
when you
Randall.
see like his sexual abuse.
Yeah,
with
it is the first season.
Oh, it is the
that.
first season.
I
Oh,
had a
excuse me.
very hard time watching that. I was
He
like,
did
yeah.
too.
I was just
Not too many male on male rape scenes.
yeah.
in movies and film.
Isn't a very common thing.
Actually, you guys, it's more common than you would think.
Sorry, let me
In film.
specify. It's not a common thing that is shown in film.
That's true. It's
Um,
true.
I believe that it is, but in film, it is not something that we see a whole lot of. And it was just one of those things where I was like, I don't know how I feel right now.
Okay.
So I was like, I have to take a break for a minute.
So
I just
I'm
have
going to
to.
say this. Male on male, not very common, but think about how that made you feel. Now think about all the women and how they feel when they see rape or sexual assault being
it's
portrayed
horrendous watching
on them.
Women being
Yeah.
raped
Like
in
all
film
the
and
time
TV.
through everything. But that's what I'm saying. Like,
And I did have that like thought process too. And as I was watching, I was like, damn.
And it wasn't short either. Like
No, they
really extended
they went into some details. They really like came across like the psychological factors that went into it too.
Yeah.
that play.
was
Oh,
like-
yeah.
Like it was
Mhm.
important for that
'Cause-
character development and the relationship and hatred, against Jack Randall. But man, yeah, it was tough to get through.
Because very rarely is sexual assault ever about the sexual act.
Uh-huh.
It is a power and control thing.
Yeah.
It is total power and control, and like they really played that up in that that season, because Jamie never gave him the satisfaction of screaming when he was torturing him.
Yep.
By lashing his back. And so he took power and control back by doing, Randall did. But it's, yeah. I actually was kind of grateful that Jacob watched that because of where I work and the field I work in and stuff. I'm very acutely aware of that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
and Jacob,
when we were watching that, you were just started. You just like were not even like a few months into it.
It was a year,
or maybe it was a year.
Yeah.
But yeah, because we are more informed about domestic violence and sexual assault and stuff like that, it hit me a lot harder, I think, than I would have, what I would have thought.
Yeah.
And now I look at those a lot differently than just, it's just part of the story and stuff like that. It's much deeper than that. So anyway,
so I do plan on coming back to Outlander.
I was gonna say I totally did a
Dark
squirrel.
Materials.
Let's go back to his Dark Materials.
I finished it like last week. So anyways, his Dark Materials, much light-ish.
It's pretty dark for a teen novel.
I think one of the the first season is surrounded by the arc of like kids getting kidnapped, which that in and of itself is a very dark theme. And then you learn eventually later on that there's much more to it when you find out what exactly happened to Billy. And I think that was one of those.
Which was the unnamed kid because I believe I read the first book.
Yeah, so in the books,
it was just a unnamed kid, like nobody knew who he was.
In the books he was not like it was just some random kid. But because this is a show that like puts an emphasis on the relationships between all the characters, they also wanted to put an emphasis on the relationship between you and Billy.
Yeah.
So that's why
they wanted you to attach to that.
Yeah. So
to that person. So they actually gave him a name. They gave him a face. And then like his mother was very much involved with the Egyptians and stuff like that.
Exactly.
So that's why you were connected to that person when you found out that he was her friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See,
it hit you a lot harder.
My mom and I had watched that show together. That was actually the episode that made me want to like encourage her to watch it. Was that show, or that episode specifically? Because I was like, my mom has a hard time watching stuff like this, but I think she'll like this. So, but no, but I think Rian, you were talking a little bit about it last week, not on the podcast, but like
upstairs.
Yeah. So the
Aftercast.
relationship between Lyra and her mother.
Ugh.
Very estranged.
That is.
That's an intense relationship.
Yeah. Like immediately the first episode that you meet Mrs. Coulter, you're like, I don't know how I feel about this woman.
Oh, I knew exactly how I felt about that woman when I saw that.
And then the second, well, I think it's also the music that plays a hard hit to it too, because her theme is so dark.
Yeah, that's what I love about. That's why I love listening to classical instrumental music, is because it does invoke emotion, and you can really invoke emotion just with the image of a person, backed by music.
The score for that show.
I will admit, I really enjoy the score, the music.
Me too.
To that.
Me too.
Yeah.
Like
good
very
stuff.
haunting, very beautiful, dark, light. Like it's just, man, I need to actually get it on Spotify and listen to it.
I will skip any like opening intro. I will never skip his Dark Materials.
You want to hear that intro?
I will never skip that intro just because like the music, great. Just the visuals for it. There's so many little hints that you can see for it. Like I know there's a scene, not a scene, but there's like an image of like the two stairs coming down and meeting, and then
with Lyra and
is it Will? It Will.
Yeah, I think it's Will.
Okay,
yeah,
so those two.
Season.
And then the second season, it's in that world that they're in. like
Mhm.
those two stairs coming down, and that comes up so much.
Yeah.
It's like I see what the show's trying to do.
I see
here.
what you guys
Symbolism.
are doing there.
I see what you're doing here.
And setting stuff up, like, yeah, like they did such a good job. Another thing that I really liked about the series is the filming of it has been really good. The way that they filmed it, the way that they've done their shots, their pans, their like all the filming was really good and related to the story, especially in season 1. I feel like they kind of got a little bit lax in season 2, but there are some very breathtaking like shots and stuff in season 2 as well.
I actually liked season 2 better than season 1, I think.
There were things about season 2 that I liked better. There were other things that I did not like all that much about season 2. For
This is
example,
because you've actually read all the books, and so you probably
I actually have not read the books.
Oh, you
I've read-
haven't? Oh,
I've
I
read
thought
like
you
some of the-
did.
no, I read like
I only
some of
read the first
summaries.
one.
I read like a little bit of the summaries, but I haven't read like the full book.
I should probably do that.
Did you get the
Same.
Cliff Notes version?
No, it was a Cliff.
Oh,
Notes.
that's a 90s reference. Good old Cliff Notes.
They still sell them.
Oh, of course.
I'm over here thinking about the Cliff Gasts, but you know.
Oh, the Cliff Gas. Oh, gosh. Oh, and then they actually spoke. I was like, I didn't think these things were going to speak.
Yeah, that freaked me out a little bit.
That freaked me out, too,
I was
because they were, like, really freaky just when they were having the balloon scene where they were attacking Scoresby's balloon, you know, while they were all on there. I was just like, dang, these are some nasty, ugly, gross things. And then with the witch inside the cavern with it where they were at and they were talking.
Oh, now I remember.
You remember that? And they were talking.
I was
about
like, I
language.
don't remember them speaking. Did I miss an episode?
Yeah, you weren't watching. You're like, Jacob, there's words. You need to read them.
That's true.
Because she wasn't watching the TV at
I
the
was
time.
multitasking.
Yeah.
Again, it takes a lot of energy to plan to plot and take over the world.
This is true.
Anyways,
Sorry.
Taking over the world.
Yeah.
please don't involve me in this world taking over. Bring me to my hermit stuff. What was I saying? So, one thing I liked about season 2, the witches were way more involved.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
I appreciated that. Another thing I didn't like, a lot of the relationships were over dramatized. For example, what's Cowboy's name? What's his name? Aaron.
Scoresby?
Lee Scoresby. Lee Scoresby, right. So he's going throughout the second season talking about, like, where's Lyra? She's like a daughter to me. Bro, you literally had, like, 2 interactions with her in the first season.
Yeah, they didn't
So-
build that very
Yeah.
well.
So I was like, I know that there's more here in this relationship, and I'm not getting it, and I feel robbed.
Well, can we say I'm not a fan of the actor who plays Scoresby?
Okay, so do you remember back when Disney came out with the Golden Compass?
Yep.
2 completely different
Yeah.
vibes, right? I
Very
felt like
different vibes.
so yes, Sam Elliott, thank you. Forgot his name for a minute. So I felt like he fit that role a lot more than
Manuel Miranda, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Great actor, but was not a fan of him in that role.
Yeah, I was going to say
Like-
it wasn't a fit for me. Like, honestly, I'm not saying he's a bad actor because I liked him in other things, but I
Yeah.
was not a fan of him as this character.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. Like,
It just
he's
didn't
definitely a good
fit.
actor, but yeah, I think it just didn't jive. But
Also,
that's the thing too. Was really interesting about UK like series
Yeah.
and stuff like that is because they'll put people into acting positions that they probably wouldn't fit otherwise, but they somehow try to make it work. Like I think it was okay.
'Cause he's
but I
so
agree. I didn't
hot
think it
right
was
now.
great, but
It's-
again,
They figured he would be a draw.
he became more well known because of Hamilton, not his Dark Materials.
Well, I
Right.
know,
So-
but he's also there's a movie he just did called In the Heights that's coming
I
out.
haven't seen that one.
It's another musical.
Oh, cool.
But it's like he's gaining popularity because of Hamilton and stuff, and so
Mhm.
people will put big name or
yeah, to get the draw.
to try and get the draw. And
That
I'm
makes
like,
sense.
I
It's
think
business.
Sam Elliott would have gotten a draw because I think he is.
But I think
awesome.
but in comparison, when the first one came out and to where they were at that time, like I think he's kind of done like doing movies and stuff.
Yeah.
To be honest, like what was the last thing you saw Sam Elliott in?
The Ranch.
Yeah, and how long has that been off the air? 2-3 years.
A year.
Wow, I'm terrible with time, aren't I?
Yes. I've tried to tell you this.
I'm tired. I get goofy when I'm tired.
Spoiler alert. Also was not a fan of like the way that he went out.
Yeah. His death felt very meaningless.
It felt very... It did not feel deserved. It did not feel like it was an earned death.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't really connect with him, that character.
Overall. I
wanted to.
Overall, I liked his Daemon. His Daemon was...
I got along with his Daemon more than I got along with him.
I feel like the Daemon and the person needed to switch roles.
A little bit.
Anyway, I snorted. Wow. Wow.
Just
What
don't
else?
fart.
I really liked the way that they did the Coulter character in the first season. I have not liked the way that they portrayed her in the second season. Now I understand that her relationship with Lyra and the way that she's thinking has changed. Like, I get that. But I don't know if it was the way that they filmed her or the direction that she gave her, but I felt like her character was missing for some strange reason. I felt like it was just the actress saying her lines and not really bringing out the character like she did in the first season.
So what I liked about Mrs. Coulter in the first season is like you could tell, like, take the scene for example when she finds Lyra in the cage and gets her out. You can tell as she's explaining everything to her that she is actually kind of ashamed of what she's doing. She's still doing it anyway, but you can tell, like, as she's talking to her, that a piece of her is ashamed that this is what she's doing. Otherwise, she wouldn't have saved Lyra. So,
right.
Like,
yeah.
See, but here's the thing. I don't know if she's ashamed or if she knows it was dangerous. And so the only thing she cared about was Lyra. She hadn't. See, that's the thing. That's interesting that you got it that way, because when I saw it, I was like, she doesn't care about all these other children. She only cares about Lyra. And she wants to help Lyra as soon as they figure out how to do it safely, kind of thing.
So,
but I don't think she was ashamed.
I think I felt like she kind of was when Lyra brought up, like, well, what about them? Like,
maybe I'll have to rewatch it. I think I turned very biased anyway.
I think I'm a little confused about her and her understanding that she I felt, so I guess, did she know that she had a kid? Like, I kind of felt like she's she
knew.
I have a kid?
I think she knew, because you can tell when Lyra hugs her in the first episode. If you go back and rewatch, like, the first episode.
Jacob, a woman always would know if she had a kid.
Did I give birth today?
I know, but I'm just like, but I just remember in the first season she was like, oh, like, she like seemed surprised that she has a kid.
I think she was surprised that she found her.
Yeah.
Not that she had a kid.
Because you can tell, like, if you go back and watch, when Lyra, like, hugs her in the first season, when she's like, yeah, I will take you with me on this adventure. When Lyra hugs her, you can kind of tell that Mrs. Coulter is like,
oh, this is mine.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe I need to go back.
Like, you can tell, like, I'm hugging my daughter. Like, you can see
I think it triggered a motherly instinct that she was, because she tried so hard to sever her humanity. Like, right? She tries to control her demon or whatever.
I don't know if you noticed this, but her demon does not talk.
I know. That's what I'm saying. So, like, she worked so hard to keep that at bay. And I think when Lyra hugged her, it sparked something that she wasn't aware of or that she was surprised by. It sparked that motherly instinct, that mother's intuition, whatever it may be.
So she gave up Lyra because she just wasn't ready to be a mother? Like,
no.
Is that what we got out of that?
No, she gave up Lyra because it was a scandal.
Oh, because
she had an affair with the guy, and
that's why, like, in
I don't know why I didn't.
And he
get
ended
that.
up killing her husband. Like, she was married and had an affair with
Azrael.
Yeah, that dude.
It was very complicated as they described it, because one always like Azrael was defending his home, right? Is how they described it, but like in doing so, he killed him, and the law also states that a man can like retaliate for his woman being violated by another man. I don't know how else to word it.
Okay. No, that's okay. I don't know. Maybe I just didn't get it, or if it was just breezed over so quickly that I just missed it or something.
No, I think it was Ma Costa.
Mm-hmm. Ma
It was
Costa told her the story.
explaining- Yeah,
Oh,
but
okay.
it was Mrs. Coulter that told Lyra that
Azriel.
Azriel was the father.
Yeah.
And not her uncle. Dun dun dun.
Da.
Spoilers.
You literally find that out in the second episode.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I
not
know.
that much of a
You
spoiler.
find out that she's the mom in like what, third or fourth episode.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that would have been like a much more intense reveal for like the finale.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah, but at the same time, you kind of know something's up because otherwise, wait, I don't know.
Can we talk about how lackadaisy like the balloon like flying things are? Like they're so slow moving, and they have this very like panned out view of like all these balloons moving, but they're like,
but
like
they get
it's
to
just
location so fast.
yeah, exactly. And you're just like, wait a minute, you didn't really help us like reveal to us that there was time being passed, and all of a sudden, boom. Like they would just like go from like where they were
Mm-hmm.
to like boom, they're over here at the rift.
Yeah.
And you're just like, these things like would go so slow. They're probably not even going 10 miles an hour. I mean,
You don't know. It's a different world.
maybe they're transporters. They just didn't show us very well. They just go voop voop.
Okay, next scene. And
And we've traveled. And I feel like the first season they did a lot better showing like, hey, there's time like kind of passing and stuff like that. But I feel like the second one hasn't done that very well. Like I feel like there needs to be some fillers in between the different scenes of them traveling to different places a little bit, just to kind of help you go, okay, there's time going by here. Where I feel like the second season it feels like everything's happening like at the same time.
we'll also keep in mind like the second season, like a lot of the scenes that happened took place in the same place. Because and you also
in
have
three different worlds, the same place in three different worlds.
Same place in three different worlds, and because spoilers, Will becomes the knife bearer. They're able to get to those locations so quickly. So
Well, that's true, but I mean, all the stuff leading up to that, I feel like,
yeah,
I don't know. That's just kind of my take on it.
which also Will with that knife. Like I remember watching that with my mom for the first time when he gets his finger sliced off, and you don't realize until he takes off the cloth that he now is missing two fingers. And you're like,
Because it happens so quickly.
Yeah.
Like you don't even recognize that, they were in that fight, him with that other kid.
mm-hmm.
He sliced off two of his fingers
Fight boy.
and and they just keep fighting. And so you just like, wait, what just happened? Like, I think
I
he just
missed that
severed some
episode.
fingers.
Did you
And then
really?
like the next couple of scenes,
Yeah.
they unwrap it and it's like all jacked up. And we're like,
Well,
oh crap, he did
that's
lose
No,
fingers.
I missed the first half of that episode. So I missed
Oh.
the first half of that episode and saw the rest. But
That's an important episode.
Yeah, well,
I've been a little busy. I'm sorry.
no, we've all been busy. It's okay. We've all been working hard. We've all been working our patooties off. Gotta get that green. Gotta get that. Gotta get that.
Let's
Black
keep,
Eyed Peas,
let's
no?
keep this in 2008.
Oh, 2008 called. They want their Black Eyed Peas back.
Okay. That's funny. Good call.
I would like so.
But it's an overall great series. I definitely would probably give it like an 85, 90 out of 100 for sure.
Yeah, I probably would too. What were your thoughts on Will finding his dad and then dying right there? So
That sucked. And I feel like,
Hmm.
and that's kind of the reasons too, because like he'd been up there with Scoresby just like flying around the balloon, like looking for his kid. And then he finally gets there and he's just like, oh, I'm dead. And scene. Like it was just like, boom, done.
yeah, I was pissed. I was like, literally spent the majority of the season looking for your kid, only to die and after having one like little conversation with him.
And that was it.
Little conversation. It was a big conversation.
Well, yeah, I mean, he divulged a lot in that small amount of time, but still, it was like,
yeah,
here's some important information. Dead.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like I'm gonna have to watch this over again.
Probably. Just like we need to rewatch Tenet, because like watching that, we're just like, what is going on right now?
Still have not seen Tenet.
I haven't decided if it's good yet. I'm like watching it first time. I was like, I need to watch this another time, and I actually need to sit there and like watch it. Not like sit down and play on my Switch while I'm watching a movie. Like actually sit down and watch it.
So,
because it's kind of like one of those mind bendy movies.
have you ever watched a movie that you thought when you watched it was amazing, and then you watched it a couple more times and you're like, this movie is actually horrible? You ever have that?
Ooh.
Yes.
What was it for you?
I remember having that thought and like feeling, and then I rewatch it and I'm like, what was it? Shoot, I can't remember.
So the reason I brought that up is because honestly, like, confession, that's how I felt about The Last Jedi when I saw that movie, because I watched it in a Star Wars crowd. So we were cheering for literally everything.
You're like, yay, Star Wars.
And then I went back.
And then you went with the critical mind, and you're like,
yeah, and then I saw it a second time, and I was like, that makes no sense. That makes no sense. That's dumb. That's dumb. So, yeah.
To date, right now, I mean, I still haven't seen much of the other series, but I think to this date, as far as like Star Wars movie post Lucas, Rogue One is probably the closest to being a Star Wars film.
Yeah, I can agree with that. That was actually a really good movie. You can watch that movie and then pop in A New Hope right after that, and it totally makes sense.
Yeah,
and it works really well.
Yeah, exactly. That's the other thing I like about it too. I felt like it was actually kind of like a prequel, and a prequel done well.
It felt like I was watching like a war movie, like a war mission in the Star Wars universe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I remember the movie
Which
Wonder Woman 2.
I still haven't seen it.
That was definitely a below average release. The first one I thought was just barely above average, and then the second one came out.
I liked the first one.
The first one was wonderful.
I liked it.
Wonder Woman was wonderful.
No, so I liked the first one. I have not gotten around to watching 1984 because of what I've been hearing about it. So
honestly, you should just watch
it. You might pleasantly be surprised, because I've done that before too, where I hear like horrible reviews about a movie, so I put it off and I don't watch it, and then I watch it and I was like, oh, that's actually not as bad as I thought. You know what I mean?
So was that like you watched it the first time, saw it again, and was like,
yeah, I was kind of like, yeah, there's still some things that really bug me about this movie, like meh.
Yeah, I honestly, like the first time I watched it, I was like, I'm feeling very indifferent about this movie. And then we actually sat down and started talking about the stuff that we liked about it and didn't like about it. And there was a lot of stuff we didn't like about it.
There's a lot of stuff that I pointed out to him that, of course, he didn't get because he's a dude.
I really like Wonder Woman.
I do like Wonder Woman, but better. Like, what really bugged me so bad is that she had to give up her love interest again. And so, like, the women can't have it all, right? Men can have it all. They can have their
portrayals in film.
Yeah, and it's just like
always getting
the heroine still has to give up something. She still has to sacrifice something. And that bugged me.
That is something she was very critical about.
That just makes me think Aquaman. Look, a superhero's parents aren't dead.
And yeah, that's a good point.
At the end of the movie, got the girl, became king.
See?
So
yeah, I mean, if you just think about all the different hero stories and stuff, and like
Aquaman was definitely better than Wonder Woman 2. Sure.
I will say I do enjoy a series where like the movie will end, and it doesn't end on a good note. It ends on a poor note because now you have to wait for the follow-up to it. I enjoy that. That's why it works so well.
Yeah, something to look forward to in the next episode or the next movie.
That's why it works so well in like His Dark Materials. Like they ended with Roger
Harry
dying.
Potter.
Harry Potter.
Yeah, that book series went a lot darker than I thought it would.
Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's because he matured.
Well,
like
it's
there
'cause,
was an
like,
entire generation that matured with Harry Potter.
13 years old, he is finding out that the person who could potentially be responsible for his parents' death is still alive, and he wants to end that person. And then finds out that this person is actually the only family he's got left.
Yep.
And then loses that person 2 years later.
Yep. Yeah, very tragic.
J.K. Rowling's brilliant, though.
She really is.
She literally created an entire alternate universe, just like J.R.R. Tolkien. Star Wars is a whole nother universe.
That would be Mr. Lucas. Not Josh, George.
George
Lucas.
And when you say George, I'm sitting here thinking George of the jungle.
Gene Roddenberry, Star Trek.
Yeah, I didn't get into Star Trek, so I don't care about that. I'm like,
Ouch.
I don't even
I
care.
didn't get into Star Trek either. So
Thank you.
I really enjoyed the first rendition of Star Wars. It was really interesting. Of course, it was very dated, but that was kind of endearing to me when I rewatched that on Netflix. Next Generation, I know I will move on after this. I know you guys are not Trekkies. I'm not really a Trekkie either, but I love it all stuff, sci-fi and fantasy, pretty much. I liked Voyager. Didn't like Babylon 5. What are some of the other ones?
you tell me.
Yeah. But anyways, I really liked those ones. Enterprise. I mean, that was sad. Enterprise was sad.
Kate's watching us. Hi, Kate.
Hi, Kate. Oh, hey, I have on, just so you know, Kate, and anybody else that's watching, we do have our Restream chat with us on an iPad. So if you guys have questions or if you have input,
Dude, you're making this complicated.
we would love to hear it. So if you type it in, we should
Talk about
see it.
something with us.
So yeah, so it's like a little chat bar here. So if you tap here,
But there's nobody there.
well, there should be somebody there. So
Who's
you
Restream?
do, and then you can hit. Restream is the third party program I'm using to be able to put this up on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch all at the same time. It's pretty baller. I want to do it to our actual page, but that's fine.
So
Most of it's family and friends that are watching anyway. So
Coming back to, you're talking about a lot of space.
we can move on.
No,
from
so
that.
I was another Apple TV series. So there is a show on there that is about like what history would have been like if the Soviets got to the moon before the U.S. did.
I saw that. That
What?
actually looked interesting. I saw the trailers for that.
Really good.
Is
Like
it?
it's
I wanna
because
see
then
it.
it became about like this needs to happen. Now this needs to happen. Like the U.S. started to like rush towards it, and this like the Soviets then became the first people to put a woman on the moon.
Booyah.
Interesting. Yeah.
And then like NASA was like, okay, now we need to start recruiting women to do like space exploration and like do more navigations on the moon. And yeah, great show.
And it
Great
is,
show.
and it is for the period too, which was in was it late 60s that we were doing the space race?
No, it was the
No, it
late
was-
60s.
Yeah.
So the first what was I saying? So the first season takes place like in that time, right? And then the second season, which I have not watched yet, takes place in the 80s. So I've not watched the second season yet, but first season was great. Like I loved it. So
I'll have to watch it. I remember watching the previews for that one, and that one looked really good.
yeah, it's great. I love that show.
I'll have to check it out. Is that
It's Apple.
it's only on Apple? I thought it was
Mhm.
like a Starz series or like a Showtime or something.
No,
like that.
it was made by Apple TV.
Okay.
So, Apple TV Plus.
I don't know why our dogs are getting all needy. I brought their bed down. They're not even using it.
Jacob, were you supposed to deliver a package to our house today?
No.
I have a package that's supposed to be out for delivery, and now it's lost. Like, all the packages keep getting lost. That's bugging me.
Oh, through Amazon?
Yeah.
Oh. It's probably not lost. It's probably backlogged. Honestly, since like COVID, like everybody's been backlogged like at least like 3 to 5 days up to a week.
I've had a lot of packages like come like a day later, but not like a week.
Yeah. So
Dude, there's some that I haven't even gotten yet.
So did she type anything?
No, she didn't type anything.
And
Nobody.
okay.
Nobody's typing.
Oh, okay. I was just making sure. Because, like, that's like something that's really cool on it is that, like, it's actually connected to all of those chat rooms.
Okay,
as
we're
well,
not
so
like
it's pretty cool.
we're not like Joe Rogan level yet.
Who says we're Joe Rogan level?
Nobody, but like that's the type of podcast you get like conversations on. We're not Joe Rogan level. We're not. I didn't
think I was Joe Rogan level or even wanting to be Joe Rogan level.
You don't want to be Joe Rogan level?
Well, okay. I mean,
well, then why the hell are we doing this? Because I thought that's what we were doing. Is trying to get to Joe Rogan level.
I just wanted to have fun with my family and my friends.
Subscribe.
Hit that notification bell. Make sure to turn on notifications. Good times.
Oh, jeez.
All right, let's talk about some other stuff we've seen.
Okay, just so you know, I got like 6 more minutes, and then I'm gonna go upstairs.
Okay.
Because I'm gonna go walk.
Okay.
I got a new way to walk.
Are we gonna DoorDash something when you come back, or?
No, there's food in the fridge.
Oh, there's food in the fridge? Okay. Well, I guess I'll eat the food in the fridge. I don't know what I'm talking about. Making plans.
What's something new that you've seen this year that you've enjoyed? Honestly, I don't know.
Are we talking TV shows or movies?
Either,
Anything.
We went and saw the
Oh yeah, Quiet
Place
Place 2. We saw a Quiet Place 2.
I haven't seen it yet. How was it?
It was good. I
screamed.
Yeah, it was more.
But that's not saying much. I get scared pretty easily.
I definitely noticed a change in the storytelling. It felt more.
Was this still John Krasinski's?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I mean,
he
it was still.
it.
Yeah, he was still in the same world and everything.
Right,
it takes place like right after.
But he was the one that
end.
like wrote and directed the first.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Emily Blunt, his wife, is the star. Yeah, it's.
Well, it was definitely much more. Like put together, I think. I mean, the first one was. I mean, blew me away. Obviously, they did play on the the soundless stuff. When the deaf girl was around, and going back and forth to having sound and not having sound.
They didn't do it as much.
They didn't do it as much this time. They actually kept more sound in than sound out.
Because there were more characters as well. There were a lot more characters in this second one.
Like new ones, not just because I noticed in the trailer they were like bringing flashbacks as to like what happened before.
No, there's new characters.
Mm-hmm. Like okay,
so but I mean the characters that they see, it plays in. Yeah. But
who did I just kick? Did I kick somebody? Oh, I'm sorry, buddy. Sorry, our dogs are under
commenting.
feet.
We can't see it. She's probably commenting on the Facebook page.
Oh, not like actually on the live?
No, she's probably commenting on the Facebook page.
Oh, okay.
On the video there.
Oh, okay. I thought there was a live thing with Facebook.
Well, possibly.
Maybe it's just comments like being physically on that video.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. Well, we're sorry, Kate. You should be able to chat live on YouTube and on Twitch. So if you know either of those, we should be able to get live feeds from those. I apologize.
Like and subscribe.
He's doing better at promoting your podcast than you are.
Well,
like and subscribe.
I'm just trying to be entertaining here. I'm not doing a very good job today.
Well,
I don't know. Maybe we could show the dogs playing.
But I will definitely say, Yeah, I would probably give it 95% out of 100 for sure.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I think it's that good. I think it's
Oh,
honestly,
okay.
I think it's just a smidge better than the first one, and only because they made it more exciting. The only reason I couldn't give it 100 out of 100 is because I really didn't like the guy that played their family friend.
Okay.
I didn't like. I liked his character. I don't think I enjoyed the person that was portraying it. I think they
okay.
should have put somebody else in there personally.
Gotcha.
But that's again, this is my thoughts and feelings and opinions, and just like everybody else, everybody has one, just like a butt.
See, and I thought he did a good job.
Yeah, isn't that interesting how we're opposite on that? Just like on his Dark Materials, I liked season 1 better than season 2, and you like season 2 better than season 1. We have opposing opinions actually quite often, which is really interesting. But that was a really good movie. Gosh, the scenes with the creatures were just much more terrifying. Of course, we didn't learn much more except for they came from the sky, of course, so they're probably aliens. We should definitely have a podcast where we just talk about aliens in space and stuff.
Oh, heavens.
Like do some Tyson DeGrassi shiz.
I need to get really high beforehand.
Yeah.
I got so many theories that I can share with you.
We should wear hair like this big and be like the
Or
guy.
get
No. You just got to get the
hats.
tinfoil hats. There you go.
There we go. That actually be
Like
really
in the
funny.
movie Signs, where he's in the closet
And they have
watching the
little-
TV with the tinfoil hat.
That's funny because like
That was a great movie, by the way.
like the kids got him. They're like, oh, we'll be safe. And then the adult joins him. And he's like, it's keeping us safe.
Totally starts buying in. Boomer, stop it.
Oh, speaking of sci-fi fantasy movies, M. Night Shyamalan is bringing out a new movie.
What's he bringing out? I've actually been pretty happy with what
we
he's
saw a preview for it. Or I
We
saw
did?
a preview for it, excuse me.
had. Okay.
Happiness and sunshine.
So directors that I actually have looked forward to seeing new work for him, M. Night is one of them because he's actually put out like a lot of really good. Other than Glass, was not. Anyways, M. Night and Jordan Peele. Jordan Peele is the one that directed Get Out and Us. Either of you
He's
see?
Jordan Peele,
I
as in
think I've
Keenan and
seen-
Peele?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah. He's actually a very smart and creative writer.
Well, I'm not going to lie.
He's
They're-
funny, but
Jake
like,
Quillen.
But
Jake
have you
Quillen,
seen,
where you
have
at?
you seen either of those movies?
Hey, Ron.
Uh-uh.
Okay, so Get Out is more about like
Okay, you go ahead and finish, and I got it on. I got it.
so Get Out is about it's about an interracial relationship. Got a black boyfriend and a white girlfriend. They go to her parents' house for a weekend, and when they get there, like the parents have black help at the house. So it's really awkward and weird for him because you know he's black and this is the girl that he's dating. So and it becomes like a whole thing. It's a more thriller type of movie.
I think I know what you're talking about. I didn't see it though.
Great movie. Wonderful. Us is about a family that goes to their vacation home, and when they're there, another family appears, and this family looks just like them. They're evil doppelgangers.
What?
And
Yeah, I remember
freaky.
seeing previews of that, and I remember like being freaked out by the preview, and I was like, "There's no way in hell I'm watching that by myself."
So Us is good like the first time, and then now that I've seen it a couple times, I'm like, it's not as entertaining as it was the first time. But regardless, was still a great.
Did you
Like-
like Split?
I did like Split.
I liked Split.
That was a good movie. Oh man.
Well, James McAvoy is a baller in pretty much anything he's in. Like even
He's-
as Professor X, like I was like, wow, why didn't we get him before?
he was great as Professor X.
He's just good at everything. I think he's a freaking chameleon, man. Like he's just really good at just
I
taking on
love-
the role
Can you
and just
guys-
becoming that character.
James
It's really good.
McAvoy is literally one of my favorite actors.
He's legit.
Not
I like
only
him.
is he
I like
pretty
him a
hot,
lot.
but he's a really good actor.
No, but like what I liked about like Split, he's playing 13 different characters.
Exactly.
So like, and he does.
He
great
should have
at
got
it.
an Oscar for that.
So
I'm not even lying.
like that was like one of my favorite scenes at
Yeah.
the very end where she says his name, and then it's like you're watching a computer like malfunction, but in a person. Great movie. Anyways,
Yes.
so yeah, there's a new
'Kay.
thriller mystery movie called Old, and it's an M. Night Shyamalan along with Ding Dong.
Oh goodness.
so is it
Okay.
out right now or?
So it's actually coming out, it looks like in July, end of July.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Alakai,
I'm kind of excited
Yeah.
for it.
it was fun.
It was fun.
I'm gonna go do my self-care and I'm gonna go walk.
Okay.
Sounds good.
I'm actually
Tell
we're
Kate
gonna
we say hi.
I
and
will
Thanks
tell-
for watching.
she's watching now. We're actually gonna go map the walk for the suicide prevention out of the darkness
Oh yeah, cool.
walk in September, which everybody should sign up for because it's an
Yeah,
important
if
issue.
if you're local in southern Utah,
And if
We'll-
you're not local in southern Utah, you can still donate to the cause
of course.
through my Facebook portal, which I will post. But it's a good thing. So, P.S. You're being voluntold that you need to help for that day.
Of course. Of course.
See-
What's the date?
September 18th.
September 18th.
And I need volunteers. I'm going to be the volunteer coordinator for this specific event because I can't necessarily go out and solicit sponsors because that would be a conflict of interest. But I can organize volunteers. So if you know of anybody who wants to help, Alakai.
I'll bring it to my workplace.
Okay. And with that, I bid you adieu. It was nice talking to you.
Thanks for coming. We'll probably be on another 30 minutes or so.
That's
I would
totally
think.
fine. Do you? But you're good
But-
with me.
Yeah, be safe out there. It is gonna be getting dark soon.
Are you going to
so-
walk the dogs?
Not tonight. No.
You're not even going to do it after?
Mm-mm. Nope. No, I will tomorrow though.
I'm disappointed.
I know, but it's
And
you
so
know,
are they. Look at their sad faces.
I just changed my sleep schedule, so I'm like uber tired. Like I've had a headache now for half of the day.
Did you take medicine?
I did. I took medicine before I started this thing. And it's still there. So
Have you drank enough water?
Oh my goodness! I'm on my second large flask.
Okay. Look at me be
Be a
Mama
mama
bear.
bear. Yeah.
Well,
Well, thanks for coming, sweetie.
I will send
for the
you
short
trailers for shows that are on Apple TV, and I will expect him to watch them with you.
Okay, well, I just ordered a Chromecast so that we can watch them on the TV.
That's exciting.
So-
It'll also be fun to put our phones on the TV too.
Yeah, I'm
We'll
going to
be
be
able to do
watching
that.
me some of my news. Some of my news apps on TV. So, all right, peace out everybody.
See ya.
See you, sweetie. Thanks for coming. You're welcome. Been watching some decent documentaries.
Like what? I actually have been too.
The universe has been really good. That one's more focused on the creation of stars,
like the
black
cosmos.
holes, cosmos stuff. Why am I blanking right now? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I finished the Night Stalker series on Netflix, which is a documentary about Richard Ramirez. I'm a big true crime person, so
Oh, okay, gotcha.
yeah. So that one was really good. It's only 4 episodes and they're 42 minutes each. But what's really cool about it is the majority of the interviews in that documentary take place with the 2 detectives that were running it. So I really like that. What else have I seen? We're both thinking now.
Yeah, I'm just thinking. I'm like,
Let me pull up my Netflix.
there's a lot of different ones that I'm thinking of from the past, but I'm just trying to think about the ones I've recently seen. The greatest crime in American history.
that
was
keeps
one.
popping up for me.
Yeah, that one's actually very focused on the opioid crisis that we're in right now, which they still haven't figured out.
Um,
And yeah, watching this stuff kind of makes me angry sometimes too, because
What is this on Netflix?
I believe it's on Netflix. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, it goes over the opioid crisis and the different times that the companies have been sued, and how they just, they kind of just paid their fines and then they just kept on working.
Nice.
And kept on pushing their. Yeah, it's pretty sad.
We love that.
Yeah,
That's wonderful.
yeah, it's really sad, and I don't know where it's at right now as far as like the opioids are consumed, but I know that oxytone and oxycontin were the ones that they were really focusing on. Unfortunately, like even after all of that, I know that there's like many other companies making other similar opioids. So I don't know, and it really hit Rianne pretty hard because one of the guys from the doctor's offices for, I think it was like something tree. I can't remember the name of it. It's been a few months, but it was her father's doctor. And he was taking a lot of pain medication, and unfortunately passed away due to that, which is really sad. So it kind of hit her home, and we were not expecting that, which is pretty crazy. But I really hope that they figure out that whole opioid addiction thing, because it's just really fascinating. It's like, because they sold it as a dependency alternative to other opioids, saying that it's less likely for them to have an addiction to it or something. I don't remember the verbiage or whatever. But yeah, they sold it as an alternative, and they basically push all the reps were pushing it really hard, on the doctors, to the point where they were you have to hit these certain levels in order to get these bonuses. So they were paying doctors under the table and stuff like that. I don't know if that's still going on, but yeah, that was a pretty intense series for sure.
Wow. Okay.
Moving on to happier things.
I have to give that one a look then.
I have a lot of
sounds
darker series I've been watching.
That sounds crazy. I had one. Oh yeah, Haunted. So I'm into crime stuff. I'm into spooky stuff. Haunted, I really enjoy. It's a series with people that came from. So it's a docu-series, but every episode's different.
Is it on paranormal stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
So actually not all of them. Well, actually yes, all of them. So I was thinking of
maybe all of them.
I was thinking of an episode that had more to do with an abusive father in a house and what that left in that house.
Okay.
But basically how that show works is you'll have someone coming on the show who's telling the story, and you'll have 3 or 4 other people come into the circle to discuss the history of this place that they were all involved in. So there was one episode about a girl who grew up in a house whose father was very abusive and would actually do devil worship stuff in their house, and just the history that brought into the house and all that stuff. And she's telling this story with her sister and her cousins who would come over all the time. Really, really interesting series. I definitely recommend that for a watch if you're not if you're into spooky stuff and you're not.
spooky skeletons.
Yeah.
I like spooky stuff, but it always it kind of freaks me out a little bit.
Yeah.
Sounds like the dogs are running around upstairs.
Yeah.
Yeah, goats are a very interesting topic. I'm not going to jump into it, but
I was gonna say that's a whole podcast.
yeah, I was going to say that's probably we should probably do a paranormal podcast, honestly,
yeah.
or at least an episode where we talk about paranormal things because I have a lot of interesting stories.
Same.
That I could share with you, and I'm sure you can do the same. What's some others? I watched Finding Neverland.
What's that?
That's the one about Michael Jackson.
Oh.
And his accusations for...
That's what it's called.
Yeah, it's called Leaving Neverland. And
Leaving Neverland?
Leaving Neverland, yeah. Not
is that
Finding
on
Neverland.
Prime or is that...
I think it's an Amazon.
Okay.
I think it's an Amazon Prime series. But yeah, that one was pretty hard to watch. I thought watching the Surviving R. Kelly and like The Vow and some of these other cult series documentaries. But yeah, that one was really hard to watch because it was like prolonged, like even like not I don't want to say seducing the families, but definitely befriending these families in a way which allowed him to stay close to these kids and like for years even. And I was just like, whoa, this is some messed up stuff. And unfortunately, like one of the kids that there was allegations against, he testified like once or twice like in court and basically said no, nothing happened. And then they did this documentary series like years and years later and basically says no, that everything was going on, and he basically gives details on that.
Okay, so
but yeah, it's sad.
I found it on Amazon. So it's a series?
So it's a 2-parter, I believe. It's
Okay.
2-hour. It's a 2-hour limited series.
Yeah, so I just found it on Amazon, and it's got one episode, but it says it's an hour and 46 minutes.
I don't think that's accurate. No, that is not it.
Okay.
Maybe
that's
maybe
Leaving
it's not.
Neverland. Sorry, that is not it. That was Searching for Neverland.
Leaving Neverland.
Leaving Neverland is on HBO. It looks like.
Oh, I think it is. I think maybe it is.
My HBO subscription ended, so I don't have.
Yeah, it's on HBO. My bad.
Mm-hmm.
I've just seen like so many. Like who knows which ones are on what.
Yeah.
This one was a little bit older, but I never really talked about it. There's a series called Transhood. Have you heard or seen that one?
No,
So
I have not.
it follows 4 families of kids that are trans. Some of them were as young as like 3 or 4 or 5 or 6. There's kids that were in their preteens, and then they had one kid that was in their like 15 or 16, and it kind of followed these families and the experiences that they were going through, and the kids talking about the things that they were going through at school. It was very interesting.
Well, it is Pride Month, so this might be a good time to talk about it then.
Yeah, probably.
Maybe another podcast.
Maybe another podcast.
I don't want to get like too off topic.
Maybe we can get more deeper into like, that kind of stuff, like on a different podcast. But I mean, I actually actively like seek out every once in a while. Like it seems like maybe once a month, I'll actually try to find something that's, a bit more out of my personal wheelhouse, and like kind of watch something like that was the one like a few months back that I watched that I was just like, okay, well, this is about trans kids. Let's see what that's about. Yeah, and I have my opinions on it, but it's just kind of whatever.
So for me, the genre that's most outside of my likes is probably anime. I have not seen a lot of anime.
You have to force yourself to watch anime.
It depends on what it is.
Okay.
So Attack on Titan is one of those shows where you okay there?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm just getting tangled up in the cord.
So
No
Attack on Titan is honestly, it's an anime. It's one of my favorite shows because of like where the story goes, the build up that it provides, and like the relationships with all the characters. Great show. Love that show so much. But yeah, it's like one of the only animes that I have ever watched. And then I just recently started Vinland Saga, which is an anime, but it takes place telling the story about like the Vikings.
Oh, okay.
So
Cool.
I've had a lot of interest in that series so far. I just started it, so it's been really interesting to watch so far.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't. I'll be honest. Since I've gotten married, I haven't watched too much anime. Like all the anime I was watching kind of went out the window, and every time I get excited about anime, I'm like, "Oh, hey, there's new anime on Netflix." I'd be like, no. So I don't watch much anime anymore, but that's okay. I mean, the last one I think I watched through. I watched all the episodes they had on Netflix for Bleach, which is that's a pretty solid one.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite all time has to be Trigun. That one will always be very near and dear to my heart. Like, I liked it so much, I bought the VHS versions that was subtitled, and I had all like these really beautiful, like foily looking inserts from each film. Like, I was kind of nerded out about that series. Like, I really liked it. I'm trying to think of some of the other ones I've seen, but like that's the last one I've seen, and that was like a couple of years back. I think that was when we were still like working out in summer.
Yeah.
But I did see the first 2 seasons of Attack on Titan, I think, a few years back when the second season came out.
Yeah.
I really liked Attack on Titan. I thought that was a really interesting anime.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of like shows that provide secrets, and you have to like keep watching to get to the secret. So,
get those questions answered.
yeah, they're just like
They leave you hanging for like episodes and
this is
episodes.
happening. Like the biggest one that they had is just like the basement. So
And you don't hear anything about it until like towards the end of the season, right?
no, so
Or maybe I'm thinking a different anime.
they get to the basement eventually. I'm not gonna tell you when, in case you ever go back and watch it, because like.
But wasn't that in second season, or was that the third season?
No. The basement was the third season. I just told you what season it was.
Yeah,
But
I could have sworn maybe I did see season 3.
So
I don't know.
season 1, like the big thing that was going on was like the fight with the female Titan in Annie. That was the big thing. And then the second season was like the reveal of Reiner and Bertolt are like the Titans that destroyed the walls.
Mm-hmm.
And like that was the reveal of season 2 was
Okay.
that. And then they kidnapped Eren for a little bit. A bunch of stuff happened, and that was season 2. Actually, no. Season 2 had 2 parts, because I don't know if you watched the second part of season 2.
I think it's just been a while.
Okay. Well, season 2, part 2 was like the civil war inside the walls.
Yeah. I
With
do remember that.
Levi and Kenny.
Mhm.
It was the war going on between the scouts and the military police. So.
Yeah. I think it's just been a while. I just don't remember. I tried to get into, I know it's an American like anime, but Castlevania.
I need to
Netflix.
get into that.
I tried. It was I don't know. I feel like it was kind of too obscure.
Castlevania.
I've
I've heard like good things about it, so I haven't really.
Yeah, I think me personally, I don't know. I think I started watching it. I think it probably got in the first half of the first season.
Netflix.
And I was just like, this is too weird for me, I think.
Netflix's Punisher just came up for me on my watch it again. Love that show.
Good times.
What was it? I was like, oh yeah, Yazuke, the new anime that just came out on Netflix. It's like 6 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
It's about
So it's like a mini series.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So it's about a black samurai who was taken from Africa as a slave, and then was revealed he was actually an amazing fighter, and I guess the shogun that was in charge at the time took him under his wing and made him a samurai.
Cool.
Yeah, really good series. I liked it.
Yeah, I need to find some more anime. And I need to watch some maybe on my own time.
Yeah.
What is my own time? What is that?
I don't know.
I feel like I'm working like all my times like with work, and then I get home. I'm so tired. I'm just like I don't even want to write my book. That's bad to have too, because I'm trying to finish that.
And I have like RBT trainings that I have to do once I get home from work, and it's like I just got off work. I don't want to do this. So I just want to turn on my PS4 and play some video games for a few hours.
Right.
Which I really do need to get on my RBT training, but.
Well, alrighty. Trying to think if there's anything else I can think of that I've seen recently that I
was going to say, I'm pretty exhausted and my brain's just not thinking right now. So.
Yeah. Okay. Well, hey, we'll probably end this pretty soon then.
Okay.
I think, yeah, we're kind of coming to the point where just like we're starting to run out of stuff to talk about because we're just tired and our brains are just like we don't want to work anymore.
Yeah, and I still have to go home and plan a skills lesson for tomorrow.
Okay, that's cool. But. So we'll just talk a few more minutes and then we'll end it for tonight.
What's something that you're looking forward to that's coming out this year that you know of?
That's a very good question.
There's a lot of stuff coming out this year.
That's a very good question.
We've got like
I need to figure out if I'm gonna get into these side films from Marvel. Because I feel like not to sound too gross, but I feel like they kind of released, they're like, we're just going to blow our load here on on the Avengers, like right off the bat.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're trying to do all of these like all of the not as known characters.
Well, did you
give them all movies?
Did you watch Falcon and Winter Soldier?
I haven't. Like, I honestly, like, is it good?
I loved it. I thought it was great. I thought it was great. Yeah.
So wait a minute. So it's Captain America and
Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Oh, the Winter Soldier. So it's not even like with any of the other Avengers, really.
So you've got Sam Wilson, the Falcon, and then you got Bucky Barnes, Winter Soldier, and they've got like their own story that's going on in the I almost said DC in the Marvel world. It's because I'm also thinking about like other like DC stuff that's potentially coming out. So
yeah,
but
I really thought they had a home run with Wonder Woman.
Yeah,
and even Man of Steel, I really liked. I know there's a lot of people that are just like Man of Steel was so dumb.
I disagree.
But it was really good. I loved it.
So Man of Steel is probably my favorite superhero movie.
Dude,
it was Iron Man for a long time, but like Man of Steel, the way that they portrayed that movie, there was like the way that they told Clark Kent's story, like made him a nomad, just trying to figure out who he is, and then like going on and finding out who his parents are, and then like that whole story. Like, to me, that's just the epitome of a superhero movie done right. Like,
honestly, when I saw Man of Steel, I was like, wow, DC has finally got it. Like, they got their storytelling, the way they want to do things. They want to keep it dark, but they also want to keep it very deep. They brought in a lot of emotion into it, which I really enjoyed. Like, I love it when I can actually get so into that movie. And that when the emotion does hit, like on screen, like I feel it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I love movies that really invoked emotion in myself while I'm watching it.
Right. So, Man of Steel was great. Batman versus Superman, I enjoyed it when it first came out, and now it's just kind of there. It's still not a bad movie, but it's just not
it's a good popcorn film. Like I thought Batman vs. Superman was okay. I feel like it kind of, built the relationship between Superman and Batman really well. I liked Ben Affleck as Bruce Wayne. For some reason, him as Batman just for some reason didn't translate over for me for some reason. Like,
for me, it was different. I liked him as Bruce Wayne. I liked him as Batman. And I think it's because, like, under that suit, like, you had a hard time telling that it was... Actually, no, you could tell it was Ben Affleck. But, like, I think anybody else would have a hard time in that universe would say Batman, Bruce Wayne. Like, no. Like, I don't think anybody in that universe would like think that Bruce Wayne is Batman.
Yeah.
Did you get around to watching like Zack Snyder's cut of the Justice League?
I did.
Okay, what'd you think?
I've seen both of them, and I definitely liked Zack Snyder's better.
Yeah.
Like, I liked it how it was much darker. I liked how the character, like, I definitely felt like they were in peril, like, this time around. I felt like the other version, they tried too much to make it like the Avengers, more lighthearted and more like jokes and stuff like that. But that's the thing about the DC universe versus the Marvel universe. Even in the comic books, they were very light and very lighthearted. And the hero always got the girl, where in the DC universe it was very dark and, like, you know, shiz was real in that.
Mm-hmm. I like how every single character in that movie got a moment to shine. For Wonder Woman, it really wasn't much until, like, for her, like, her moment to shine was like the very beginning, her intro.
Yes.
That scene.
That introduction and her swinging, like, in that court area in the mall. So beautiful.
I think we're talking about different movies.
You just talked about Wonder Woman.
And Zack Snyder's Justice League, right? When is she
Oh,
swinging
excuse
around?
me. I went into Wonder Woman. Wow.
No, but like the first scene when like she's taking out the bank robbers.
Yeah.
That scene.
Yeah.
That was her moment to shine.
Badass, for sure.
Cyborg, like in the Justice League movie, there is a Cyborg movie hidden in there.
Yeah. Like Cyborg actually felt like he had a part in it in Snyder's version.
Like you learn, just with a thought, you could launch you could destroy the world with all the nukes if you wanted to, with just a thought.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. And then Superman had his own like rebirth kind of scene, and I loved how they brought the black suit for him. I loved that.
You like the black suit?
He rocked that look. Like I thought. I will always prefer the blue and red suit, but I mean, for this story and for this movie, it was appropriate.
Yeah.
It was appropriate to
That's
like
good.
show this is his rebirth. So, yeah. Aquaman didn't really get a moment to shine. He really didn't. Which kind of sucks,
but he had his own movie, so I mean,
yeah.
Like Cyborg doesn't have his own movie yet.
The Flash. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Like, I like how in the original Justice League, it just shows him saving a family. And in this one, he literally saved the world.
Yeah.
Like, and granted, they all did, but he actually took the time to save it. Pun intended. So that was such a gorgeous scene of him like running in slow motion back in time and seeing all the steps reform back and like all the bodies like come back together.
Yeah.
And then it was just perfect.
Honestly, yeah.
Scene.
And I think what was really interesting is that it kind of made it like almost like you would do an indie film, but brought it to a very like AAA title kind of feel. And the way that he did it and making it, was it like 4 or 5 parts or whatever? It was almost like
7, I think.
Yeah, it was like, it felt like each one of those was like an episode or like a movie in themselves, which was actually really cool.
Yeah, I'm kind of bummed that Warner Brothers probably isn't going to do anything more with it, especially since like they introduced Martian Manhunter in that movie, which. Like, say what you want about like how cheesy it kind of was, but it's freaking Martian Manhunter. Like, of course I'm gonna get excited about it. I think Zack Snyder came out and said like he wanted to have the Green Lantern in it, like he wanted to have that character in the movie, but Warner Brothers scrapped it and told him no, so he couldn't.
Well, out of all the characters from their tier 1 list, from the lower tier and lower characters, like as far as like how much it's like focused on, I think Green Lantern and his ring and the power and everything had a really good backstory.
with Ryan
very
Reynolds,
interesting.
or
No, just the whole.
just
you
the Green Lantern Corps.
Yeah.
So, from what I understand, HBO is coming out with like a Green Lantern Corps series.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm excited for that or not.
That's my thing. Is I
But
don't
I guess
know
it's
either.
like, you just kind of, you'll watch the first couple episodes and see.
Part of me is like, it's HBO, so
Well,
it could be good. But at the
this is
same
true.
time, it's like Warner Brothers has screwed up so much. It's like,
yeah, and I feel
I
bad
don't
for the
know.
DC universe. I feel like it didn't really get to really see how it could have been.
Flash. So the Flash is supposed to like get his own movie. I guess
series is okay.
The first like 2 seasons were good.
Yeah, and the third season was like,
Third season, I was like, I'm done watching this show. I'm done with it. But bless you.
excuse me, thank you.
But yeah, like the Flash. Now that Zack Snyder's Justice League has come out, like the Flash is now supposed to get his own movie, which the Flash movie was supposed to come out like 2-3 years ago, and then they just didn't do it because they just kept on hiring and rehiring a bunch of different directors. Nobody wanted to do it.
Goodness.
So I guess now they're actually doing it, which I sure hope they actually are doing that. And
Yeah.
DC is actually going to keep their word and say, yes, we are doing a Flash movie.
Well, I think it could be really good. I mean, Barry's background and story is actually really interesting, and it really connects with people in the real world as well.
Yeah, I mean, his story makes sense. It's a kid that's trying to get a job in a crime lab so he can prove his father's innocence. At the same time, also has all these superpowers.
Yeah.
If he wanted to get his dad out of jail, he could, but because that's not it wouldn't make any difference.
Well, yeah. I mean, manhunt. Eventually, they'll get him and they'll put him back in again, and he'll get more time. So it's like,
yeah. But
I get it.
I'd be really excited to see like a reverse Flash in like this universe. I would be really excited to see that. I'd be down to see like Matthew McConaughey play Reverse Flash. I feel like that would be a pretty solid actor for him.
That'd be interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, I definitely liked Snyder's version for sure.
Same. Guy was
yeah.
brilliant. He sure had that vision. Has the vision. I don't know if they're gonna let him do anything more with it, which I sure Warner Brothers is dumb to not let him do it.
Well, I think a lot of things is that the reasons why we have such crappy movies in this world, a lot of it is the cancel culture, the identity politics, and all that fun stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But the other reason too is that they're indecisive to give the indecision to give people full control instead of all of their different personnel that are getting their hands involved with everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's a really big deal, especially when somebody has a vision and an idea to make it a certain way, and then they have these other people that get involved with everything and start hacking it up and chopping it up, and and it's like, you know what, you hire somebody to direct a movie, right? Let them direct the movie. It's like, why do you need to have so much input and worry over it? You hired this person to do a specific thing, and they're going to do a good job, so let them do their job.
Yeah.
Okay, before we close, the number one most canceled series that you can think of.
Number one most canceled?
Yeah,
my favorite show.
Like
that
first
would be
season,
canceled?
but got canceled, and you're just like, why? This was
man.
amazing.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure that I even have a series like that. What's yours, and then I'll come back to mine.
Mine will always be Firefly on Fox.
I was gonna say when you said that, the first thought that came to mind for me was Firefly. I had never seen Firefly, but I know everybody had talked about it. which is why like I don't want to watch it because
Everybody's hyped it up so well, and you're just like, well, now it's like
what's the point of watching it now?
Like it's so hyped up right now. If I watch it, I'm going to be disappointed, possibly.
I don't know if this counts or not because it's not a series that was set to be. Actually, no, that's a lie. I'm going to give you one that had 2 seasons and is now canceled. Mindhunter, which is
that a true crime series?
Yes.
Okay,
So,
I've seen it. Not seen the series, but I've seen it like in my feed and stuff like that.
Yeah, so that's the show about like the FBI back in the 70s when they started the behavioral science unit, or when they were like getting into interviewing serial killers, and that's how they came up with the term serial killer.
Oh yeah,
it's how the FBI. It's how the FBI came up with that term.
That's the female body inspector, right?
What?
Yeah. FBI?
Yeah. So, yeah, great series. It's actually based on a book that was written by the guy that actually had the interviews.
Yeah.
But Netflix split it into 2 characters. I don't remember their names, but great series. Great series.
Probably my most recent one is probably a couple of years back. The OA on Netflix.
I heard different things about that. I heard it was good. I heard it was questionable. So,
I feel like it was building up to something, and they were about to reveal it, but it got canceled before they could reveal everything.
I hate that. I don't like that at all.
Oh, good times. Well, I feel like that's a good spot to end.
Yeah.
I feel like this is pretty good. It's long enough. Hour 40 minutes. You got to go home.
I'm ready.
I got to get some food.
Sleep.
Bro, I feel you right now. Trying to get up at 6:30 in the morning when you usually get up at 8. I want to just sleep right now.
I can only imagine.
Well, all right, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. We hope you all have a wonderful rest of the day, the week, whatever time you end up watching. And we will see you all in the next one.